So during that process of the Christ coming, consciousness has to be raised. Would you not? Would you agree?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so if that George Lucas guy, he's still raising black consciousness with that movie, right? Even though he's a white guy, right? He's still raising black consciousness, right? He's a white guy with a black woman. He's still raising black consciousness, right? Nate Parker is a black guy with a quote unquote white woman, right? As far as I can see, he's still raising black consciousness, right? Right.
How about Jordan Peele?
He's still raising black consciousness. He's right. He's the one that made Get Out.
Yeah.
That's raising black consciousness, is it not? And I believe he's with the white woman, right? So the point I'm trying to make is, right, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be here doing in terms of your soul's work and it's your alchemy, who you're fucking, like, it's not, and metaphysically speaking, I personally don't really care, because I know that you're not gonna be Christ. For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com.
Pornography showed black people having sex with white people and white people having sex with each other. So a lot of times people would think that if you go with a white guy, he's going to pleasure you better man, or if you go with a white girl, oh, she'll be able to screw you for long periods of time and she's amazing. It put like ideas in both black women and black men's heads, like some false fantasy.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
And everybody is trying to find that feeling or that ultimate. They're thinking that their own can't give them.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that kind of goes back to what we were saying in that one video where we talked about homosexuality and cultural assimilation. That, you know, they use new forms of sickness to try and keep you, they need, again, this is a matrix, so they need to kind of keep you, they need to have something like a carrot, you know what I'm trying to say, a carrot or a piece of cheese for the rat to constantly keep him occupied so he doesn't realize that he's in a maze, you know what I'm trying to say? So for a black man, that might be a white woman, you know what I'm trying to say? For for a black woman, that could be a fucking black woman. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? That could be a white man. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning that it's all about trying to, meaning everything you needed to experience heaven and earth, you already have within you. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning that if I was homeless, right, and I had the love of someone like yourself, right, even if I was homeless, I know that I would get out of it. I knew that we would get through together, yeah? If we had nothing, you know what I'm trying to say? I know that, you know that I would be there for you. You know what I'm trying to say? To make sure that even if you had nothing, even if, you know, if we lived in Black Wall Street, right, and our home was bombed, I would be there for you if we had to fucking live in the woods and camp out. You know what I'm trying to say? I am there for you to make sure that you have what, no matter, even if it's nothing, even if it's barely anything, I'm trying to say that I'll scrounge and scrap and kill for you. You know what I'm trying to say?
But then what if you met Becky and Becky has a house? She wanted to save you and not anybody else that has anything to do with you, just you.
I'm with you. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I love you. It's not about, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that going to do? You know
you're gonna turn down comfortable sheets.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna turn down silky sheets, a nice big king size fluffy bed.
Absolutely.
I've already
done that.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like, you know how it is. Like a lot of people.
With these black men, you mean? But here's the thing.
Yeah, they give up.
Here's what you're not. Yeah, but here's the difference. I think this is partly the difference between me and why my soul came to incarnate and where I did, is I grew up around white people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do I put it? Therefore, I had access to white people, white women, should I say? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
maybe, and the same with me too. I grew up around them too, and I had access.
So maybe because of that, I don't see white women as as if they are something to be exotified, or you know what I'm trying to say, or you know what I'm trying to say, as if they're exotic, or as if they're. I'm not saying that they're not special white women, that they're special women of other races. There are. There's special women of white people and of Asian people and of Indian people and of all types of people. You know what I'm trying to say? But I don't look at them as if they're special because of they're pale. You know what I'm trying to say? So I learned to see people as individuals. You know what I'm trying to say, and not based upon their skin color. You know, and unfortunately, I think a lot of black people, because through slavery, we've been kind of programmed to see paler people as if they're more beautiful because they're paler. But I think we've gone into this before, and I think what that really is that people just don't want to admit that that basically they're just trying to give their children an economic advantage by marrying outside of the race. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they colonized us, you know, our lands, and they've colonized our hearts and our minds, to some degree our bodies. But the thing is now that we don't have anything left, really, in terms of material wealth, to be able to get that back, some of us will compromise and go with. Which, as you were saying, Becky, you know, to get better credit. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine if that's what you're here to do. That's fine. But again, I'm not mad about it because you're a fucking. It's like I don't get mad at zombies. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't get mad at background characters. You know, because I understand that I had the power within inside myself to change the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so it doesn't really affect me. I mean, now there's a part of me that when I see a black woman, you know, I was just in the shopping mall market just a week ago, and I saw a black woman with a mixed baby with a white man, you know, behind her. She's pushing the carriage, you know, and she's walking out the door. She just looks so fucking defeated, you know. It's like she can't, you know, she couldn't look at me, you know, and you know, it's like.
They usually can't.
Because she knows that she's given in to her humanity. You know what I'm trying to say? She's given it. She has protected her flesh and kept her flesh safe. And this is unfortunately a lot of women. They will. And this is not just black women. This is going back to Native American women. When the colonizer came, you see. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. I forget what the fuck it's called.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see in how kind of the after effects of, you know, they come and they fuck up these civilizations, but you see afterward, they'll kill the men, but they see all these Native American women that are there being like the whores of these white men. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, for survival's sake, women that have been colonized by these European colonists will begin to essentially, I would just say fag out. that's the term I like to use. But basically, you just give up your womanhood. You know what I'm trying to say? You give up your womanhood to survive. Does that make sense? And I'm not sad for her. I'm sad her humanity, because I'm sad for her, the potential of her soul to be something greater in this world. You know what I'm trying to say? I know that she's now that spark within her is now is now deadened, because she no longer can experience the beauty of rising black consciousness, and that consciousness is coming from our souls. We're becoming something brand new. We're becoming brand new beings. You know what I'm trying to say? And she's never going to be able to reach that plateau with us, because she's hamstringed by her white partner. You know what I'm trying to say? Who's not going to be able to, who's not going to want to go with her to the fucking the rallies and the, you know, and the fucking the meetings and the, you know, and just she's limited to what the fuck, you know, what world is she creating for her son? You know what I'm trying to say? With a white man as the head of the household.
I know. That happens to me too. I notice whenever I walk, I'm forced to be in the presence of a couple that's a black girl and white guy, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, even if it's a black girl, you know, she won't look at me. Like, I'll look at her because I'm a black girl, so I'll look at her like, oh, you're a black girl too. And she'll look away like she doesn't want to.
Like hello, sister. Like hello, sister. Like hello, woman.
Yeah.
Like hello, woman that has.
I'm looking at her.
Yeah, hello, woman that has endured slavery alongside me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but she won't look at me if she has a white guy beside her.
Because she's ashamed. She's like, ashamed.
But she shouldn't be ashamed.
Why?
If she's confident in being with a white guy, why is she ashamed at me? I would think she would be more ashamed to see a black guy. But she's even ashamed to see a black girl. And that's where I was like, whoa, there's something wrong.
No, fuck this dumbass black girl, black guy, fucking dichotomy, fucking, duality bullshit. We're one. Me and you are not separate. You know what I'm trying to say? Your struggle is my struggle. Right? So fuck that. You represent the best both in men and women, and I do as well. Does that make sense?
And so that's why she feels uncomfortable.
But she feels uncomfortable because you're strong and she's weak. That's why.
Wow.
She's given into the weakness to protect her flesh. Right? Remember, one of the first times I spoke to you, actually, it was the first time I spoke to you, I said the battle that we have as human beings in this world is the battle between the nervous system, right, and the body's will to survive. Remember, the first law of nature is what? Self-preservation, right? So she gave in to the law of nature, the savagery of humanity, and not the love of her soul, and the will of God within her that knows that love conquers all. Love conquers all. That means love can conquer white supremacy, right? And she gave into it. To what? What? Have a better fucking, you know, I'm sorry, a nicer car and a nicer house to work for the white man. You know, that's the thing for a cushy pillow in hell.
Well, you have to understand there is another perspective that's floating out there that it sounds similar to what you're saying about us all being one, but like without any barriers, like so everybody can just be with anybody. So I think they're following that narrative that it's free.
When I say we're all one, when I say we're all one, I mean we're all one connected by the soul, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So we came again. The whole Adam and Eve story. This is actually talking about before we were black women and black men. This is talking about when we were just beings of, you know, eternal beings. But eventually, it's talking about when we fell into this world. Right. Mm-hmm. Remember, this world is the Matrix. So they, unfortunately, for whatever reason, these Neanderthals, would you say, right, were created within the Matrix, meaning they did not fall from heaven, meaning they didn't come with souls, right? So the thing that connects us is the soul, right? So they were created in a place where they didn't have souls. They later had access to souls as we intermarried, right? And that knowledge of that divine spark could then be cultivated within them, right? But most of them haven't done that. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's very, very rare. It's not impossible for a white man to cultivate a soul. And there should have been some that have. You know, I would say that I could think of one now. I think what's his name was John Brown. You know, he gave his life he gave his life for freedom, and not just the freedom of himself, but the freedom of black people, for out of love of God. You have to say he was a godly man, right? And he still had a white wife and had white children, but he did it because he understood the brotherhood of man and that we were all connected by a soul, right? And so he had a soul and he preserved his soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that I don't know this white man, but you as an empath, what do you think of him? Is he like a fucking like is he like a white Malcolm X or what? Is he very Black Power? Is he, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, there's certain situations where I could see maybe it would be energetically conducive. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll say this: I wasn't mad. There's a director. He's one that directed Star Wars. You know, forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, Lucas, George Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a black girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that mad about that, you know. It's a little unsettling, but I'll say this: that he showed me through him spending millions of his own money and going on. I think he went some kind of talk show where he talked about creating a movie for black children. It was called Red Tails, yeah. And it didn't have them as fucking coons. It didn't have them as some fucking Hollywood agenda shit. It was just an actual movie for black children. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And all black characters. And he put his own money up for it. You know what I'm trying to say? And so he is working for our agenda. You know what I'm trying to say? He's working for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's a servant of God.
But that's rare. It's rare.
It's rare, but I'm saying that I can understand. I'm not mad that he's with a black woman because he has sacrificed to earn his right to be with a black woman energetically. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Energetically, and that black woman doesn't have to feel like she's with some putrid fucking being. Because, you know what I'm trying to say? Because she knows she's with somebody that's working for black people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
When it was hard for a white woman in a white supremacist society to be with a black man, like in the fucking the 50s, you know what I'm trying to say, and maybe, you know, and like, or the 60s, or maybe earlier than that, I can appreciate that white woman being with that black man, because I knew that she was going to have to face opposition from her society by being with that man, and I knew that she must have had really loved him. You know what I'm trying to say? Does that make sense?
Actually, no, because I know that a lot of them used the black men as sex toys behind their husband's back, just for fun.
No, I'm not talking about a sex toy. I'm talking about marrying this man and having children with him and creating a family with him. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, and being scorned by the rest
society.
Of society.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you an example. Frederick Douglass, right? His wife was a black woman, died, right? And after that he married a white woman. Do you know that?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming that white woman probably wasn't popular amongst the white slave owners of her time, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that she must have been.
He didn't have to, though. He could have chose somebody else.
He could have chose someone else, correct? But now you're coming from a place of hurt. He already had a black wife and she died. And it's not like he left his black wife to be with her. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but there's so many other black women.
Yeah, he's in a time of fucking slavery. You know, yeah, sure, there could have been free black women, but guess what? His cause is to free black people, and he knew he couldn't do that by working with, other than on some just straight up fucking, you know, go kill whitey shit. He knew he couldn't do that, you know, through just working with any. You think black people were as intellectually advanced as he was at the time? You know what I'm trying to say? You think the average black woman was as intellectually advanced as he was?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You see what point I'm trying to make? So, like, for example, like when that dude Nate Parker made that movie, you know, I think black people were mad partly because his girlfriend was white. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
A white? I don't know. I looked at her. She didn't look that white. I mean, there's degrees of quote unquote whiteness. You know, the whole white thing's been made up. You know, we're all Moorish to a degree. You know what I'm trying to say? So I wasn't mad about it because I said, okay, well, he's still serving us. You know what I'm trying to say? Dave Chappelle's woman is Asian. She's, you know what I'm trying to say? She's Filipino. I wasn't that mad about it because he's still serving us. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, like, where's your heart at? You know what I'm trying to say? Are you still serving black people? You know what I'm trying to say? Do you still care? You know? Like, ultimately, like, you know, I'm like, I can put it, where your heart and your soul, if this world's an illusion, where your heart and your soul is what really what matters. You know what I'm trying to say? And only God can know that. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not out here to necessarily go around judging people, because I understand that I have the power within myself to create my own reality, right? And to rule this fucking world, and I will. With that said, as an empath, I can feel the feelings of defeat with some of the people that I stroll past that are in interracial relationships. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they did it for the wrong reasons, meaning they don't have any agenda. Like, do you think as a black woman, do you have a certain agenda? I'm saying, like, do you think as black people that we have a certain agenda? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is that agenda?
We need to get ourselves out of this mess. Like, we got to rise above a lot of bullshit, and we need each other to do it.
Okay. Like what mess exactly? What specifically? What mess are you talking about specifically?
Well, all of us, like, everybody's got a boot on their neck. Like, we can't. We have so much potential, but it's stifled because someone has a huge boot on our neck. And we could be better. We could be living. Our families could be better off. You know, I watched. Did you see that new movie on Netflix called Roxanne?
No.
It's about Roxanne Shante, her story, and it's done well. Like, it was well done, and it shows right there. Like, there's a huge boot on Black people's neck, and it's affecting every one of us. And every time we're affected, we affect the ones closest to us. And we don't rise above, all of this. So I don't know. We just
so
running off with somebody else from another race is not going to help it.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that. All I'm trying to ask is that what exactly are we overcoming, and what is the goal for you? If we have an agenda, what's the goal? And to say, well, ideally, what does it look like? We could speak about the negative stuff, but what's the end goal?
Well, we got to free ourselves. Like,
free ourselves from what?
Well, look at what we're in.
Give me an example. Free yourselves from specifically what exactly?
It's
from
like
white supremacy. From white supremacy?
Well, we have there's some kind of somebody's using some kind of magic to hold us down.
Like programming with the spell render, you mean? Free yourself from the spell render, you mean?
Spells, programming, self-hate, all kinds of stuff. So we need to be freed from that.
And when we're free from that, what does that look like to you? Ideally, what does it look like to you?
Well, we can't be freed from it on this planet. In this reality, I don't think so.
Okay. So what does freedom look like to you then, and wherever it's at? What does it look like to you?
I think it's just ultimate peace.
Peace on earth?
No, not on earth, but mental peace. So
mental peace, not on earth.
Well, it could be on earth, but that would take a lot of work, and a lot of work between black people as a whole, and it's not going that way because everybody's so distracted.
Okay, well, how do we get to this peace anyway? How do we get to this peace? What steps do we take? If you have an agenda or you have a plan, what is that? If I don't let me ask questions.
For everyone or personally?
Personally, or either way.
Well, we can personally it can be done, but collectively, it's going to take a lot of work because a lot of people are not interested or focused enough to do it.
Okay, so I want to speak now. So basically, my point is that there's only going to be one man that can free us. One black man. That's it. Just one black man. One single black man. One single black man. That
Jesus?
Well, maybe not the Europeanized Christ, cracker Christ that you're thinking of, but yes, Christ. Yes, absolutely correct. That's in almost all African spiritual systems. Yeah, a Messiah figure, right, or a savior figure. Would you not? Or I should say, all spiritual systems throughout the world, which all come from Africa. Would you not agree? Right. Okay. So this is not a new concept that I just made up willy nilly. You know what I'm trying to say? During this conversation. So during that process of the Christ coming, consciousness has to be raised. Would you not? Would you agree?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so if that George Lucas guy, he's still raising black consciousness with that movie, right? Even though he's a white guy, right? He's still raising black consciousness, right? He's a white guy with a black woman. He's still raising black consciousness, right? Nate Parker is a black guy with a quote unquote white woman, right? As far as I can see, he's still raising black consciousness, right? Right.
How about Jordan Peele?
He's still raising black consciousness. He's right. He's the one that made Get Out.
Yeah.
That's raising black consciousness, is it not? And I believe he's with the white woman,
yeah.
Right. So the point I'm trying to make is, right, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be here doing in terms of your soul's work and it's your alchemy, who you're fucking, like, it's not. And metaphysically speaking, I personally don't really care, because I know that you're not gonna be Christ. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's hard for black women sometimes because they look around, and I speak to this one Fish of Black Ether about that. In that episode I did called to be a black man is to be a god. Yeah, it's hard for black women sometimes, and it can be hard for black men, but I'll say it's hard, especially for black women, to look at the masses of fucking pathetic black men, right? And see how they've been manipulated. Yes, and not understand that their salvation is not coming through those fucking idiots. It's coming through one single black man. One single black man. That's it.
I understand what you're saying, but like, where is this one single black man? Like, they're not seeing him, and most people gave up on the white Jesus already.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Is he Umar Johnson?
Fuck no.
Well, then who is he? We need to see somebody.
Yeah, well, it's not about you seeing somebody. The thing is, look at when the Christ comes, he's gonna have to do things. Again, who the Christ is, right? Is he had to do miracles in order for people to know he was Christ. Does that make sense? Because it's not like, you know, there's plenty of fucking people out there that are preaching all kinds of shit and saying all kinds of shit. You know, Umar Johnson wanted to have a school. Fucking this one nigger wanted to fucking, you know, act like, you know, having, you know, I'm talking about Brother Polite, you know, this fucking idiot. Like, he's talking all kinds of crazy ass shit, and then he's, you know, out here acting stupid with all these damn fucking white girls and renting Lamborghinis for the night. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? Just running a fuck. You know what I'm trying to say? The point I'm trying to make is that there's lots of black leader guys that have run amok in the black community. You know what I'm trying to say? And how are you going to know when that one man, that Christ is back? How are you going to know him? How are you going to see him? Number one, you already know him in your heart. You already know him in your heart. In your heart of hearts, you already know who Christ is. You know what I'm saying? He's always been with you. You know, yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
exactly. So you have
to go in, and even if you have to create that person, just to keep yourself sane and not think that the world is finished because you like everybody's given up on black men or whatever, you know.
I mean, I hear it saying this is good for me to hear it from a black man's perspective because I don't know. Now, me, I feel that I'm becoming that. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't need to look outside myself for these individuals. because I am that. You know what I'm trying to say? I didn't believe, even though I believed in God, I had a hard time wrestling with the idea of Christ until I went through the process to become it myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So
I noticed a lot of church women that gave up, like after a certain age, they would put all their energy into church and give up on the men. Like, I'm talking about black couples, like older black couples.
yes.
A lot of like friends, like parents, the dad would be sitting at home watching sports or going out with his friends, and then the woman totally gave up like on him and found Jesus in the church, because she knows that she can put all her trust in Jesus, and he's not gonna cheat on her. He's not gonna, like, these are women that probably got cheated on.
Yeah, I get it. Yes, I get it.
You know, like all through their lives, and so they end up going to church.
That, God, it's hard for me even to say, but like I once took LSD, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me.
and during that time when I took it, I looked around and I looked at my cat always used to fucking eat, always used to eat mice and bring mice in the porch and shit, and I always used to kick these. Yeah, like almost every fucking day, and now I always used, we had like 2 cats, sometimes 3, and I used to kick these mice from the porch onto the. I always felt bad doing it. I used to kick these mice from the porch down to the grass, and then one day I went after I took the LSD, I only took it one time, but anyway, so I went to go sit out in the grass, and I was just thinking about life, and I was thinking, holy shit, I'm sitting right now in a fucking graveyard of dead mice bones. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's beautiful still. You know what I'm trying to say? I didn't know it didn't look like a bunch of dead mice bones. It just like it was just dirt. It was just soil at that point. You know what I'm trying to say? It had been eaten by the flies, and it had gone through that process. But what I realized is that, like, I looked into the dirt, and I looked into the grass, and I saw the insects, and like the little, like if you look close in the grass, sometimes you see those little insects you wouldn't normally notice. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So yeah. And I realized that in every living creature, my struggle is within every living creature. Does that make sense? Meaning, the aspect of Christ in the Bible, it says, look under a rock and I am there. You know what I'm trying to say? Speaking of Christ, right? Meaning that my energy exists within all things. You know what I'm trying to say? That means that inside of that mouse, running from that cat, or the bug, the insect, fighting off another insect, or the black woman who is in church seeking refuge, I am within inside of all of their beings. You know what I'm trying to say? All their struggle is my struggle. Does that make sense? So again, the Christians have the concept, the body of Christ, meaning we're all connected. You know what I'm trying to say? And everything that has a will to be free, right? That freedom that they invoke within their life, that invokes me. Does that make any sense?
Are you talking on a level where, okay, what if there's like a million other guys or women or whatever that feel the same way you feel right now?
That feel that they are becoming Christ? Yeah. And that's fine, because guess what? The Christ taught the potential of man, right? But here's the difference between me, because I heard Kanye West said that he thinks he's Christ, right? Ultimately, again, the Christ had to do miracles so people could know who the fuck he was, right? Does that make sense? So it's not about fucking running your fucking mouth, right? It's about what the fuck can you do, and that's the age we're approaching. What the fuck can you do? Can you heal people? Do you have a force field come out of the palm of your hands? What the fuck can you do? You know what I'm trying to say? What miracles can you do? So it's not about talking. It's not about, I can talk because I've lived it. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm not speaking just because I want to fucking run my lips. You know, I'm sharing with you intimate things about myself because instinctually, if you're listening to me, you know that there's something about me that's intriguing you and that you already know within your subconscious about who the fuck I am on a cosmic level.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you can look at it however you want to look at it, right? Now, if you want to just go back to sleep and just, you know, you could easily just, you know, this is some interesting shit, but this nigga could be crazy too, you know? And I'm not trying to get involved with some crazy ass nigger. Trust me, and I don't want you to. But it's not like you had a pretty decent foundation from listening to people like Bobby Hemmond and others, yeah?
I did, yeah.
So it's not like
it's different. No,
the knowledge
it's different
that I'm saying,
listening to them talk about it and then sitting one-on-one with somebody that's telling you something that Brother Panics would say to you. When Brother Panic says it, it's like, whoa, but you're thinking, he's over there, I'm here. But when somebody's talking to you directly and trying to like basically make you see something, like it's a lot more, it's a kind of more in your face. So it's not, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. But he's still saying it. So I'm saying there's nothing that I'm saying that's that new compared to what he's saying, correct?
No, but it's different because it's personal now.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But
I
could shrug off. I could shrug Bobby Panic.
Bobby Panic, yeah, that's kind of the way I think of them too. They're kind of like a little duo, right? Kind of in a sense.
I can shrug what they're saying off. I can take it in and shrug it off because it's just a video of them talking. They're talking to everybody.
I hear what you're saying, yeah.
But when you talk and you know little bits of things about me, it's different.
Okay, I get that.
Because you know a lot more. You know about things about me. Bobby Hammett doesn't know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm saying you don't, because I'm saying, are you not picking up on my fucking compassion? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've listened to Brother Panic and he's passionate. You know what I'm trying to say? But there's a certain compassion that I have as an empath that you won't find within any of those individuals speaking. Any of them. I don't give a fuck. None of them.
He has a little bit of compassion, but he's also very hardcore. Like he kind of gives off a feeling like he doesn't give a shit.
Well, he doesn't want to be dragged down in the sea of humanity, so he has to have that exterior. That's the level he's at. My heart chakra is fully opened. His heart chakra is, I'm pretty sure he said himself, and I know at least Bobby Hemmett has said, that his soul's not even down here. You know? My soul is down here. I've gone through tremendous pain and tremendous, you know, I'm an angel. I've gone through fucking hell. Bobby Hemmett talks about in a video, because, you know, about what it would be like to be an angel. There's a movie he gives, an example of a movie. It's called Gabriel. Watch that movie. If you want to understand kind of what my life has been like, watch Gabriel, and you'll get an understanding of what it's like to be an angel on earth. It's been hell. So it's not about what the fuck necessarily I say. Truthfully, it's about what the fuck I'm going to be able to do. If I can't do anything, that's what I want you to judge me on, because plenty of niggers fucking run their fucking fat ass lips in the so-called conscious community. You know what I'm trying to say? And maybe they can heal people with herbs and fucking, you know, other things. But I'm saying, when I put my hand over you, right, and you begin to fucking feel the heat from it, you know what I'm trying to say, destroying your falsehood. You haven't experienced that before, but you know that's the kind of power that I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to say? And you could say, well, anybody can do Reiki. It's not Reiki. I don't do Reiki.
I was just thinking about that.
It's not Reiki. No, if you ever experience Reiki and then I heal you, it's different than Reiki. It's not different than Reiki. You know, I'm an exorciser of demons. You know, so it's slightly different. But again, I'm not going to try and care to convince you, really, to be honest, with you. But I just want you to know that in terms of how eventually the story of Christ, just going on that model, he has to do miracles. Does that make sense? So at this point, how do you know who the Christ is? Judge the Christ by what he does. What he does. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning,
so is there a person? Okay, you see how you are the way you are right now. You can't save everybody on this planet. with those the healing abilities you have. Do you think that there's a person for everybody out there that can help them if they want it on in the level that you can help?
It's not about saving. It's not about saving everybody in terms of their physical bodies, right? Those physical bodies always pass away. The only thing that's real and eternal is the soul, right? And
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
and not everybody's going to be able to bring their soul down here. They don't have that power. You know what I'm trying to say? So, do you ever consider that there's a reason why I have a site for empaths? Meaning, there's certain things that I can't say that you just have to fucking know. You have to feel energetically, right? Without me saying them to you. I can speak to you and speak to you and speak to you, remind you, and tell you all these things and be gentle with you and be harsh with you and be gentle with you and be harsh with you. But ultimately, you have to use your fucking intuition and know energy. You have to be able to distinguish my energy from your energy and know what is true and know what is false. And you need to have a foundation upon other people, not just myself, because I'm repeating a lot of things that I've learned from people like Bobby Hemmett. You know what I'm trying to say? But I've used it I'm not going to say I used what Bobby Hemmett said and applied to my life. I used my love and applied it to my own life and the freedom of our people in the physical. And I only started applying what Bobby Hemmett was saying once I realized that I couldn't, doing physical things wasn't going to save our people. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, but the point is that you already have a foundation of somewhat metaphysical and occult understanding of life, right? So I'm not here to give you necessarily that. I'm here to I'm here to first, number one, you know, find my own potential, right? But as I found that in a very disciplined way, I'm here to help pass that on to you so you can find it within yourself as well, you know? Now, in terms of knowing who I am spiritually, whether you think I'm just some conscious dude, or whether you think I'm a fucking angel, or whether you think I'm the king of angels, right? That's not that important to me. As long as what I'm trying to create on this earth, which is a vibration of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, to be able to get us to a place of ascension, and that doesn't have to mean it's done throughout the larger Black community. It's only going to be done throughout a few conscious people. Mainly, I believe, are empaths. Does that make sense? Because we have our heart chakras. We are the greatest warriors. You know what I'm saying? And our heart chakras are what's going to be able to create. You know, like you've seen the Captain Planet and shit, right? You know, you've seen the Care Bears. You know, they always have these characters that get together. You know, even the Power Rangers, they get together, right? And they come together and they form, you know, or Voltron, they come together and they form something greater than themselves out of what they are. That's what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Care Bears.
You know what I'm trying to say? You get the point I'm trying to make, though, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that we are empaths. We're getting together to raise the vibration of. Through raising the vibration of ourselves, we raise the vibration of our people, right? And they all benefit from the love that we generate, right? And the healing that we've created, right? Now, I could do that. I can't say I could do that on my own. I can't do that. I can't do that on my own. There's me and you are one heart. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think you knew that from the first time we spoke. No?
Yeah, I knew it because I had a lot of questions for my own. Like I was like, what are the odds that this guy is looking for empaths, like Black empaths? Like, what is this? I never ever thought about it at all. Like, I never thought of a Black guy empath looking for other empaths. that never came to me.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought it existed.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I spoke to you, I was like, wow, this exists. So if this exists, what else exists?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, basically, you know, I'm not going to try and convince you, but I know for myself, I'm on a mission from God. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a mission from God. So, it's not about me convincing you. It's about, I'm trying to unlock the potential within you so you can better help on that mission. You know, it's like, this is the motherfucking Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's great that I'm who I am. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's great that you are who you are, but it's about bringing others like us on board. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning we gotta find the next Neo. You know what I'm trying to say, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, you kind of get what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say? We need to find others like us, so we can create a community of people that raise the vibration of ourselves and through ourselves our people. So we can stop listening to these niggers debate in Brooklyn. You're trying to say? So we can start coming from a place of love, so we can start healing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is for. Oh, it's the little things that only I know. Oh, those are the things that make you mine, oh mine. And it's the flying without wings, 'cause you're my special thing. I'm flying without wings.